Hello everyone, Maryann here, revealing light, tarot, astrology and spirituality wherever you are in the world. When you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Yes, you were all correct. I did, the last time I recorded, I sounded fairly congested, and I had, 6 days of the flu. Since then, it was just the flu. It's this time of year. It's actually quite cold where I am, where I'm living or where I'm from in Australia, the particular part of Australia that I'm from. And we had some good weather, and then we've had some fairly cold, what we would consider here in Australia cold temperatures, and I don't do well in the cold. But this was just a plain old-fashioned flu. I've been doing some travelling, including with my sister who also had the flu, and so it was just a given. But it was really good because I came through it really well. I didn't have any huge asthma concerns. I strengthened my immune system. Obviously, that's what these things are for. And I was able to avoid going on antibiotics, prednisone, the usual asthmatic route. And so I reckon I'm doing pretty well. So anyway, thank you all for your very, very kind comments and your warmth toward me. I always want to thank you because it's something that I simply don't take for granted. That kind of warmth that's priceless. You can't put a dollar sign on it. I don't generally do any sort of sponsorship deals or anything like that. I run a very light one ad at the beginning of my videos, and I just love doing what I'm doing. And I guess when I don't love it anymore, then I guess I'll find something else to do. But I feel there's a need to counteract or provide my gifts or abilities that everybody has as well, toward looking at future events and trying to provide some support for people while I'm doing that, and also some healing, because the work that I do has a healing foundation in it as well. And that's when you'll get the direct kind of channels I get from spirit. Anyway, my work is on my channel for everybody to see, from the channelings through to the astrology, through to the tarot, through to the clairvoyance and psychic predictions. And I thank you for allowing me to do my work. All right, let's get on with it. Today we've got the big news. I don't know that it was an attempted assassination. This former Trump voter who's disenchanted with Trump now had a semi-automatic rifle and a GoPro, and he was behind a fence, and Trump was some way away. I think it was 400 or 500 yards away, playing golf. The only shots fired were the Secret Service shots, and the man took off and fled on foot. But he's as I understand it, I have to be careful because what we saw was the media literally jumping the gun and painting it out to be, the second assassination attempt, where, who knows? I don't know what the man had intended. Nobody knows that. And one thing we do as a former journalist is we don't get in front of the facts. And I think a lot of media did get in front of the facts. No shots were fired. Immediately upon this incident, we'll just call it an incident, the Trump campaign sent out this massive fundraising email. I'm well, I'm safe. They've tried it again, and the usual kind of shtick that we see. But we'll look at. I think there's a pattern forming of disenchanted Trump voters, and I actually did say that when I did his astrology, and I will get back to astrology. I did his astrology around the time of the RNC. Well, I did it a month or two before the RNC convention, and his 7th house was very active, and I said, look, he's got some enemies, and, he could actually have people trying to take him out from his own party. Was this person, I think this person was supporting Nikki Haley and wanted Vivek Ramaswamy there to tag with Haley and offer that kind of Republican ticket. I don't know. Vivek is pretty extreme. Anyway, as usual, the campaign will try and pin it on the Democratic Party, etc., yada yada, and we'll hear all these things again. The things that people are getting very tired of. Okay, so thank you to my new subscribers coming on board. I just want to say I leave the curtains open because that's where a lot of the orbs come through, and you'll see them playing up against the backdrop of that curtain and then closer to me and around the cards. But it's there to bring the light in, and it's there to it's really there in respect to the orbs that seem to come through that light there. Is it a portal? I don't know, but the curtain's staying open. I'm sorry. All right. The other thing, so I want to go to our hardcore Trump supporters turning on him. I then want to look at Laura Loomer. There's been a lot of conjecture in the media about is Trump having an affair with her? Well, straight away my instincts go to yes. I don't think Melania has been with Trump in the marital sense for a very long time. I predicted last January that she was seeking divorce proceedings, and we'll see. We'll ask again, does she want a divorce? I didn't get to the Senate, whether or not the Senate will be retained. Every time I read, I see that the Democratic Party keeps the Senate. The House is a little less concrete. I don't know why I'm getting that with the Senate. Many pundits are saying that that's going to be an uphill battle for the Democratic Party to retain the Senate. I'm going against that tide. I've done that in the past. Thank you. Thank you for having your belief in me. Thank you to the people that validate me. Some of you, a lot of the stuff that comes to me comes from like when I'm in that stream, when I'm in that light-filled stream where I'm getting the clairvoyant images coming fairly thick and fast, where I'm getting the clairaudience, I often forget what I'm predicting. And those of you that remember and tell me about it, I really am grateful for you, because I just don't remember. I do remember I predicted further earthquakes, and there was in my last reading, and I think it was the next day, or the day after, there was an earthquake in Southern California. And other earthquakes elsewhere. This is a time of earthquake activity. Now, Mars was in Cancer, and I said that's fairly eruptive energy, but I just got like a big draw to this seismic activity going on at this time, and also to linked in with climate change. Thank you for those that validate. Someone reminded me that I mentioned that I was sure that Kamala Harris would win the debate, and I also said a woman could make a major announcement at the time of that debate. I don't even remember saying that, but some of you viewers reminded me that I did apparently, and of course we had Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris after the debate. Straight after the debate, it was very good timing that she would come out and endorse Harris at that time when she clearly won the debate. So anyway, thank you. So we'll look at the Senate. I also want to do a Kipper reading. Remember last time I read, I said that he was going to cash in around the time that his shares he was eligible to sell his shares in Trump Media. I wonder if he's going to do that. Wouldn't mind doing a Kipper reading on VP Harris as well. Let's see how much we get done. Often I have a very long list and I don't get to everything. So where are we going to start? All right, the Astro Matrix Tarot is what I'm using today for those that follow my decks, and the Golden Tarot. I have too many to make any sort of recommendations, but you should be able to glean my favourite, the ones that I like working with. Maybe I'll do a blog post on that, because I know there are a lot of you that are really interested in the decks that people use. All right, so we'll use the Astro Matrix, and I just want to ask, where do I want to go? Are Trump's somewhere? Are any, and obviously not all, because he's still got support in the polls, are any of Trump's what I would call hardcore hardcore. I mean, I think this fellow that didn't take a shot at Trump, but may or may not have been going to take a shot at Trump. You see, we don't know. He was outside the golf course. He once was a die-hard MAGA fan. As I understand it, he might have put up some vaccination comments, but I don't know that. I haven't corroborated that source. So I've just heard one of the podcasters say that. All right, let's go. Are any of Trump's hardcore supporters turning on him? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Are any of Trump's hardcore supporters turning on him? Is he inciting violence from within his own ranks that would turn against him? Is Trump's incendiary, violent rhetoric coming back to haunt him? Any of his hardcore supporters turning on him, becoming his enemies? The most, radical of them. So we have the King of Swords. And this can be also logic, planning, strategy. By the way, I did predict there would be another, if we can call it an assassination attempt. If that's what it is, I did predict there'd be more coming for him. And we get the Empress. He's made enemies too. So this is women. This can be a season of time. It can also be Russia. And as an aside, I said to my husband, maybe Russia's trying to take him out. Who knows? They don't want another loss, but they'll probably get it. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. This is like a yes. These are yes cards, but we're not that far in. Okay, so we get the 7 of Pentacles in the past. So something didn't work out for them. There's all that body of... pardon me, I now have a tickle in my throat. There's all that body of January the 6th supporters who were imprisoned, and Trump then gets off scot-free so far and admits that he did actually, in fact, lose the election. Now, these people are listening. How do you think they feel? They're feeling disappointed. The 8 of Pentacles is in the sky, so we get... pardon me, it seems I'm not quite over the flu yet. This keeps coming up, this 8 of Pentacles, skill. Skill and I'm okay. Skill and working hard at something, and then the grift. See, some could be seeing the grift is very obvious. However, I don't think so. I get more than, I don't just run on tarot card meanings. Cards are a prompt for my channeling, my clairvoyance, my psychic, I guess, antennas. And this card is definitely for Harris. And so she has presented a viable alternative in some way. Coach Walsh has also... Okay, the 8 of Pentacles, skill versus... They're kind of looking at the details now. This is the Sun in, Virgo. Sun in Virgo. So, that card can speak to the illumination of the gaps in what he says. And I think this fellow that's been charged with whatever he's been charged with said that, Trump was devolving and a disappointment to him. And, you look at Trump's videos now and he's very, often incoherent. But look, I see a rash of people coming out against Trump in the lead up to the election. There's also an element of people who want to be the ones who take out Trump. There's that as well. Here he is, the King of Pentacles. Now I know where these pentacles are going. Now I know. And the Hanged One, they're looking at him in a different light. Some of them have been stung financially. There is one man who lost something like $400,000 or invested that in Truth Social and lost mostly all of that as the stocks, as a scam stock fell. Wow, okay, he has real enemies. People who have given everything to him and are now disappointed. They are looking at him in a different light. Now, hopes and fears, strength. Again, he's not kind of projecting that kind of strength. And I guess the hope is from his supporters, and he does still have a lot of them, they still see him as strong. Now, the Nine of Wands, battle weary. This is like when you say no, and the moon, the volatility, things coming up from the surface. People are tired, and then we have Harris's card. So, Page of Swords, this can be young people also disappointed. It can be a moment of clarity, and we get defending oneself, and then we've got this motivation. And again, this is more of the energy of Trump. Quite an apt image, isn't it? Quite an apt image, hanging on for dear life. But people are kind of like the scales are dropping from their eyes. Now, before you say, but the MAGA still love him, yes, there's a good percentage that do. But there are hardcore supporters that are turning away from him. And that's what will cost him the election. Okay, so let's go to, is he having an affair with Laura Loomer? Let's see, Laura Loomer, what does she want? She wants fame, fortune, the limelight. She wants the grift. She sees her moment for 15 minutes of fame. Does she idolise Trump? Possibly. I haven't looked into her energy that closely. I want to see what the cards are saying. Okay, Laura Loomer, are you and Trump having an affair? In a way, I think it's almost like the Hope Hicks thing, like he relies on her, and I see her sort of adjusting his collar really up close and fluffing down his suits. It's quite, you don't see Melania there, you don't see Ivanka, you just don't see the non-extreme females around him. All right, Laura Loomer, are you and Trump having an affair? Okay, so I guess she's sitting on his knee. That could be a metaphor for, maybe he reminds her of her father, her father, I don't know. Well, let's pull the cards. Is Laura Loomer and Donald Trump having an affair, if that's what you want us to know? So she's don't be surprised if this is somebody that eventually gets hitched how many times? 1, 2, 3, fourth time. Okay, eventually, this is what he kind of gets left with. Is Laura Loomer, what he'd be, 80, 81? Is Laura Loomer having? She definitely wants to marry him. I'm seeing her in a wedding dress. She's got her sights on being wife number 4. Is Laura Loomer having an affair with Trump, please? I can't shake the wedding dress. Oh, well, the Knight of Cups, the most romantic knight in the pack. He's the one that comes in and, we just get that card out of 78 cards. That would be the one that would say yes out of all the cards for me. It's a cup of love. Then we get manipulation and magician. Manifesting love. Manifesting. She probably sees him as the magician. Manifesting what? Manifesting love. Oh dear, the Queen of Cups comes in again. Some of you have asked, is she setting him up so she can betray him? Don't give her any more kudos than what, just don't go there. This can be letting something out of the bag. Would she eventually turn on Trump? Maybe. Is she the one that's brought him down? No. There are plenty of women in the past that will. and that have. This can be self-care, self-nurturing. So there's a nurturing relationship there between the two of them. The Queen of Pentacles in the past, she's worked hard for her dollar. She's worked hard for the money. That's in the past, okay? So she's an instigator, a provocateur. She'll do anything to put herself out there. Now, the Seven of Wands in the sky, they're going to have to address this. The rumours are abounding. There's the Empress. A season of time, and with child is the Empress. I'm going to say pretty confidently they are. Family, love, children. And then we have the atmosphere around is deceit. Is she fair incomely attracted to him? Or is she on her pathway to somewhere, to fame, to something else? Hopes and fears, we get disappointment and 1 cup remaining. 2 of Cups, I couldn't be clearer. 2 of Cups, that's the love card, that's the contracts, there's the geese in the back forming the heart. Laura, Loomer and Trump are having an affair. Laura, Loomer and Trump may eventually marry. Laura, Loomer and Trump may eventually have children. Page of Pentacles, young people, and then the end of something. The end of something and then isolation. Wow. This relationship is not a match made in heaven. It takes a turn in some way, and we just get a pretty bad outcome for the both of them. Maybe they aren't able eventually to be married. Maybe something happens. It's not a match made in heaven. In fact, it's an illusion. Weighing something up. We get moderation and moving very, very quickly, but then we get the state of the I was going to say, in a way, Mad King. Are they having an affair? Yes, it shows very clearly they are. She, I think, has her sights on being wife number 4. I don't think they get that far. I don't know why, but anyway, that's for the distant future. So, I know this is kind of, anyway, some days we just have to look at this, look at these issues. She's extreme. She's a 9/11 conspiracy theorist. She travels on the plane with him. She better be careful. I don't think he's any fool. If she got unpalatable in the media, he'd probably ditch her. The 6 of Swords, moving on for more reliability. Is the contract with Melania signed yet? That she would give him, go to the White House one more time, campaign with him, like reunite in a business sense with him? Is that contract signed yet, or what's going on? So yes, they're having an affair. Laura wants the lot. Will it get that far? I'm not so sure. The Death card and the Hermit card kind of suggest it won't. All right, but that's what she wants. All right, let's go to Melania. Do you want a divorce? No, I know you want a divorce. I'm not even going to ask that question. I know you want out, and you have done for a long time. Do you remember that look? I can't even do it. When his back was turned and she went... It's pretty clear what she wants. Okay, so will you ever divorce? Melania, will you divorce Donald? Melania, will you divorce Donald? Melania, will you divorce Donald? You kind of made her bed, but when the price is right. Oh yeah, she's got a plan. She's got a plan. It's probably in the works already. We get the base of the pack is the 2 of Cups, contracts. It's the contract that maybe is keeping her there. King of Cups is in the past, wisdom, maturity, another man. the Hanged One, pausing, suspending. They're not together. Page of Pentacles could be her son there, Baron. Page of Wands, she's stepping out on her own. I think she's moving back to New York. And then the past. The past is in the environment around. The only thing keeping them together is the past. The atmosphere is volatile, hopes and fears, the Moon card. Things coming to the surface, the truth being found out. And she's actually a bit paranoid, restricted, imprisonment. She's worried. The Lovers about him, and they're facing a crossroads in terms of maybe she's worried. He threatens people all the time. Maybe she's kind of... Anyway, the relationship is at a crossroads. And there's the divorce card. There's the divorce card. Maybe she's agreed the truth will come out. Ooh, the Hierophant, the courts, weighing up her options. She has a plan, and then we get, okay, bombshells. She's got her lawyers working on it at the moment, and they are currently having a huge tug of war. He wants her to stay until after the election, maybe do another stint of acting in the White House, where she's the model but she wants out now. He's making it hard for her to leave. He's restricting her. That's the truth of it. This is not some happy couple. If it was, where is she? Why isn't she with him? There's huge division. She wants out. Like, he doesn't have that kind of happiness that you see in other people's relationships. He doesn't have that. Okay, let's get off that. Let's go to the Senate, and then I'll pull the Kipper. Let's change to so I've been reading about Trump. Let's just change to the Golden Tarot. Also want to just come in here for a minute and say that the royal family in England, in the UK, seems to be making a move to try and be closer to Prince Harry. It's about time. But I just want to put that in there. I did say that William and Harry would probably reunite. That's a prediction later on, perhaps after their father passes. And I see William wishing his brother happy birthday. I don't know how long or soon that relationship will take to mend. It's got nothing to do with Prince Harry's wife. This is a brotherly thing here that they need to sort out. But yeah, I think it will be eventually sorted. And in the meantime, Prince Harry is doing very well with his own happiness with his wife and family in America. Okay. I just want to also say the Princess Kate video, Catherine video, I don't want to say too much on that, but I wish probably would have been better if she didn't do it. She said she wasn't coming back anytime soon, but she would try and get back for a couple of engagements. Okay, let's go. The Senate. Show me the Senate. The US Senate. US Senate. Are you going to go stay blue or go red? What's the story? And, I have to keep checking because pundits are saying that the Democrats will have an uphill battle, but will the Democratic Party retain the Senate? Will the Democratic Party retain the Senate in the November 2024 elections? Will the Democratic Party retain the Senate? The Democratic Party. So bullseye is what I'm getting. So we get the Knight of Cups. Knight's coming up a lot. And we get the Emperor. Okay, so they're good cards. We get the President, and then we get whoever, that would be Kamala Harris. And then we get the Knight of Cups. an offer of something. We get the Truth, the Ace of Swords. These are really good cards. Have a look for yourself. Really good cards. The Past is the Nine of Coins. They're fundraising. They've done really well fundraising. Down ballot, Harris is giving her money to her campaign money to help them keep and retain the Senate. We get the High Priestess, okay? So something is hidden from our view. What's in that book? Currently, we have the Three of Swords, and then we have the past. So there's a lot of heartbreak around the past. Now, let's see what that means. The Two of Coins, people weighing their options up, choosing which to support. And then we get the Magician. Yeah, it's manifestation energy. And there's the Voter. I don't need to go any further. They do retain the Senate. Potentially they do, and predictive-wise they do. The Magician's a very strong manifestation yes card, clarified by my card for the Voter. They're manifesting what? They're manifesting votes. Down ballot. As they did in 2022. I can't... Every time I read, I see they retain the Senate. Okay, now I'm going to try for the Kipper. We'll do it on poor old Donald Trump. Also, I do want to say that so when someone sent me some of the campaign material, that says, I see voting in your future. I see voting in your future. It's a reminder, don't take anything for granted. Get out and vote. All right, the Kipper cards. The Kipper cards. The Kipper cards. Someone asked me my downfall of Trump reading at Christmas at Prediction. Why don't I do one for Kamala Harris? Well, because she's not going to have a downfall. Sorry. Okay. Let's have Trump. Let's have Trump. Let's have Trump. What's in his future? What's coming up for Trump? The crossroads is coming up for Trump. The devil went down to the... Ooh, Georgia. The devil went down to Georgia. I know the crossroads are in Mississippi. Perhaps the devil this time is... I've read pretty confidently that Georgia will go blue. All right, let's have a look. What's coming up for Trump? What's coming up for Trump? Donald Trump. Good, bad. What's coming up for Trump? All right, we get gift in the past. In the past, there's a gift of something. There's a privileged lady. So, some female heiress has given him or will give him a lot of money. Yes, great fortune in the past. In the past, great fortune. But we have a false person in the present. I'll show you these cards. A false person in the present and bad health in the present. And for my readings on Trump's health, you better look at them because I consistently predict that. Legal troubles at the base of the pack. The future, we have community. And then we have thoughts, deep thoughts. And then we have change. That's interesting. Change is in his future. The courthouse, his house, toil and labour, and then the end of something, the end of his run for president. What would happen if I drew another? The lovers, the family room, this could be Laura Loomer, and concern. Okay. There's still concern for Trump's health. There's still concern for his health. And he has his eye on another woman. And that would be the Loomer stuff. Okay, now that's Trump. Great privilege in the past. Great privilege. Some of you have said, why does he always get away with something? Well, would do his astrology chart. It's all in his astrology chart. Some people are lucky like that. But eventually, if you abuse the good fortune, he has Regulus, I think, on the ascendant. If you don't do the right thing, the karma can turn. All right, let's have a look at Harris before we go. What's coming up? I'll shuffle these and cut them. I don't want any energy spillovers in this deck. This is Harris, VP Harris, Vice President Harris, presidential candidate Kamala Harris. What's coming up for Kamala Harris? Again, you know, she's moving mountains. There's pathways opening up where there hasn't been before. Huge rock boulders are coming down and allowing her to come through. What's coming up for... She will achieve a big milestone soon. I'm just seeing the sloping granite, and then there's a pathway through the mountains. All right, she's going to hit a milestone of some sort. All right, so Vice President Kamala Harris. Vice President, what's coming up for Vice President Kamala Harris? So in the path we have a pathway of light going through the forest. Then we have change. She is the pathway. We have bad health. That's all in the past, and that would be Biden. Okay, so take a look at these cards. There was a pathway that opened up for her. It brought out change after someone's ill health. And we know it's not her. We know that would be Biden. In the present, we have expectation. There's a lot of expectation on her from a lot of people, from never-Trumpers to white dudes for Harris to Democratic Party members, the party faithful, the people who are tired of Trump, all of that. And then we have a message of concern in the future. What is that? We can draw a clarification. We have an official person in the future. We have imprisonment. No, it's not her. And then we have mature man. Okay, that could be Walsh here as well. This could be the presidency. This could be Trump. If we went further, yeah, it's Trump. Trump's legal issues. Courtship. Distant horizons, that can be a metaphor for achieving your goals. And a high honour. Okay. Uh-oh. We know that Kamala's not indicted. We know that imprisonment card is for somebody else. This is basically her future of high honours. Let's see what this message... I'm more concerned about this in the present line, this message of concern. What is this message of concern here for? What's the message of concern here for? Knight of Wands, movement forward. The Emperor, the President, and the Three of Wands. It's a foreign. So there's something coming up overseas. There's something coming up in the... I'll do a reading on that soon. There's something huge happening overseas that will take her. It's a concern. It will take her attention. Do I think Biden's still in bad health? Not getting a draw there, but I do get a draw to something overseas. It's a battle overseas. It could be Ukraine, Russia. It could be Gaza. It could be Iran and Russia. Oh my goodness. It's a conflict that will take her attention. Ultimately, everything's fine. I still get her taking the winning the election, winning the electoral college, being the next president. All right, huge long reading. Bye for now. See you again soon. And I am on the tail end of this flu. I'm much, much better. I've been doing all the things I should be doing, resting, honey, lemon, all of the things, lots of vitamin C, mega doses of vitamin C. and lots of vitamins, lots of good warm soups, nutrition. I've been doing the lot, and it hasn't prompted an asthma attack. So I feel like I've come a long way with my health. So thank you. There's my lisp. Thank you very much for tuning in, and bye for now.